Welcome back to Psych Substance. Today I'm going to be doing something that I have never done before. But before we get into that, I mean, you can tell by the title, I'm here with Lauren.
Hi.
She is a hippie artist friend of mine. I have no idea how to intro her.
I'm an amalgamation of many components. A multifaceted. Undefinable? I'm undefinable.
Why do you gotta define ourselves and put ourselves in boxes? I'm here with Lauren.
Yeah, that's we're breaking the mold. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. And we are going to show you guys a full uncut MDMA come up. But before we do, I'm going to keep breaking the mold by telling you all that this video is sponsored by AdamandEve.com, who sent me these lovely items to showcase. You can follow the link in my video description and use the code PSY, that's PSY, Gangnam Style baby, and receive 50% off one item as well as free shipping within the US and Canada. That's right, you can buy this beautiful t-shirt and look just as hot and sexy in red as I do. Adam and Eve is one of the largest adult superstores with 24/7 customer service and a 90-day no-hassle return policy. They offer discreet shipping and 20% of all their profits go to fighting the spread of HIV around the world. I'd like to give a huge thank you to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this video and also for sending me these awesome items to style for all of you guys watching. Now, when I say I've never done this before, I currently don't really have any, I actually don't think I have a single live MDMA video on my channel. I have an MDA one with Quentin, but I don't have anything that actually shows you guys what the full come up looks like. I recently did one with Quentin where we did the whole LSD come up, so why not move down the line and do the next most popular compound, which is MDMA. Now, we are going to do this as safe and, I got a lot of saliva in my mouth right now, scientific as possible. So we are going to be testing our resting heart rates before and during the peak of the come-up phase. We also have water. We've also taken a lot of vitamins to ensure that we have some neuroprotective qualities of the vitamins. Yeah, and we're going to use my super expensive $900 scale. Look at this thing. This is in a lab, man. You can see my tray is filthy. First step, though, is can't do a video about MDMA without showing you guys how to do it safely. So here's Lauren's MDMA. Oh, you have a third eye now.
Yeah, it just
That
opened.
is spectacular. Where did you acquire this MDMA from?
Well, sources be protected.
You've been told this is good, pure MDMA.
Yes, and it has been tested before.
With mass spectrometry.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're gonna test it again.
There's still a large prevalence of fake Molly. It's getting less and less common, but it still definitely does happen. So we're gonna be testing it with the Marquise reagent just to show you guys what that looks like. Now you do wanna test it with at least 4 reagents, ideally the Marquise, Mech, Mandolin. Oh, you could do the Fallen as well. So, if you are going to test your MDMA, all you need is a little speck, and there's some specks in here. Wow, too many specks. This is where it would be good to turn on that GoPro camera. Can you you hold it while
We
I'll just...
got this.
Yeah, just show the little specks here. See, these are the little specks of MDMA. So here's our Marquis reagent, which is from the beautiful Test Kit Plus, and there's a link in the video description. So let's see what happens. Oh, way too many drops spilled out. We're looking for a black fizzle, which is what we are receiving.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, very
Science.
black. And it was like an instant change. And color's not usually a good indicator, but just the fact that, zoom that in on here. Just the fact that it's so,
Kind of grayish crystals.
it's grayish, very clear almost. The most pure product would be completely clear like glass. It would look similar to meth, to be honest. It would just be the same kind of crystalline clarity. But this, because it's just a little gray, is a fantastic sign that it's very pure. Let me see this.
We're starting off strong. Ooh, it's like inky.
It almost looks a little purple, but it doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we're good there.
Success number 1.
Now, before we get into the live effects, I need to make it crystal clear that this video has been created for harm reduction and safety. I want to show you guys a well-documented example of what the effects look like, so anybody who's curious about, potentially doing something dangerous doesn't have to. Instead, you can just watch this video and you can see how these compounds don't necessarily affect people in the desirable way. Of course, we don't advise anybody watching does anything that we do. We have medical personnel standing by in case anything is to happen, and we're doing this under very tight scrutiny. These videos are being done for the sake of furthering human knowledge, curiosity, and science, and again, so that all of you guys watching can learn how to do things safely so you don't end up hurting yourselves. Thank you.
According to YouTube's guidelines shown here, videos which intend to educate are documentary by nature and do not glorify the use of drugs. Both abide by the community safety guidelines and are eligible for monetization. The following video does not glorify the use of drugs. Instead, attempts to be non-biased while delivering life-saving information disguised as entertainment. Thanks, YouTube.
So the next step, now that we've tested it and we know that this is MDMA, is to weigh out our doses.
This is science.
This is science. I suggest we do 150 each.
I think that's a good place to start.
Jesus. So this is 152 milligrams. And then over here we have pretty much exactly 150 milligrams. I say for the video viewers' sake, because they're going to be watching the whole come up, let's just
put it in our mouth.
Yeah, we'll just put it in our mouth. I mean, you can just put it in your mouth and swallow it or chew it.
I think I brought ginger ale down here to wash away
Oh man, this is going to taste nasty.
the bitterness.
Oh boy, I'm going to be shitting my guts out. Honestly, I don't advise doing this. The way we're doing it just ensures that it comes on faster, and you'll thank me when you're not waiting for like an hour for us to feel the effects.
Yeah. Inertia is a property of matter. Wait.
That's Bill Nye.
Yeah. Bill. Bill. Oh, I'm crying. It's both well. But I'm crying from laughter, so that does bode well.
It does bode well?
Does it? I don't know about you, but if you've ever taken acid...
Next thing.
It's that feeling, you ever know, like when you look at it, when you know you're about to trip, before you take it, and you get that like electrical, like metallic taste in your mouth? It's like your body knows.
I know. I feel that taste right now.
Yeah.
I also still feel like I got a shit right now. Next thing we have to do is test our resting heart rate, see where we're at. It's also going to tell if we're nervous.
Science.
That's going to be your quote for the night.
Science.
I just realized I had a shower today, but I didn't put deodorant on after.
Oh no.
So I'm going to smell lovely. I think actually humans and their natural smell is the best way to go.
Yeah,
I don't understand why we've got to cover ourselves up so much. That's just what we smell like.
I know. The deodorant I use a natural one now, and I can I still smell my body, smell through the deodorant. Mm-hmm. That aluminum's really bad for you. You shouldn't put it on your body. Aluminum will give you, what's it? Alzheimer's. It's seriously linked to Alzheimer's.
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you can't remember Alzheimer's. 124 over 72. Your turn.
That's where you want it. Okay. Science! I used to love doing this when I would go to the doctor. You go to the grocery store and they used to have those little chairs.
Yeah, I remember.
There'd be always some elderly person hanging out.
Always.
They weren't using it. And they were a regular too. There's they weren't picking up medications. They just hang out in the pharmacy area.
That's what it looked like.
There's always one of them. That's what it felt like to me. I was probably wrong.
Imagine you were right though, and that's part of their routine.
Yeah.
Every day at 12 o'clock, I sit by that blood pressure machine and I just stare.
I don't think I'm wrong. I think that there is a few people. The heart monitor regulars.
Good. Look at that. 103 over 86 with a pulse of 80. Do you want to do it twice?
Yeah, let's do it twice. Let's see if I can affect it with my mind.
All right.
I'm really good at this. Wait, should I make it go higher or lower?
Try to make your pulse go lower. You did it. You got your pulse down to 62.
Meditation.
Good job.
Okay, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like...
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I'm crazy too. This is the crazy club, baby. Everybody's crazy here.
Crazy Club has their own heart monitors.
Yeah. Welcome all old people to sit in the waiting room with us.
We're on our track. That is going to be a jam.
All right, we have ensured that this video is completely up to the safety standard that I like to administer when I am also administering extremely unpredictable compounds, which are actually quite predictable, to be real. I'm exaggerating. MDMA has been studied thoroughly.
Yes.
By many scientists, many doctors. MAPS is currently in phase 3 of clinical trials where they're using MDMA as the only known aid for the worst, most hard to treat cases of PTSD. We're talking mainly of veterans who have an extremely high suicide rate. Well, these guys go in for their MDMA therapy and it allows them to access the traumatic memories and attach new feelings to the memories, which in turn changes the memory because it's always the present. So they no longer look at it in such a negative light and they're able to get their lives back, and that is all thanks to MDMA therapy. Now, I'm not going to make as far of a stretch as to suggest what we're doing is in line with MDMA therapy. No, we're making a YouTube video to document the effects of the come up so that you guys know what to expect on your own journeys, and we're also showing you obviously how to do all of this with the utmost of safety and caution. But at the end of the day, we're just a couple of hippies taking some drugs.
But having fun is, laughter is the best medicine. This is somewhat therapeutic.
Yeah.
Having a good time can be therapeutic.
I fully agree.
For science. Yeah.
So, Lauren, are you nervous?
Yeah, always.
It's a bad question. Let me be a little more clear and to the point. Are you nervous about taking this crystalline, very clear, very pure, grayish MDMA?
Personally, I'm not nervous at all. That Office meme where it's Michael and he's just like, parkour. Yeah, that's me. Parkour. Oh, shoot. We haven't used Okay, let's do this.
You gotta ask me how nervous I am.
Oh, okay, wait. How nervous are you? A 1 to 10. Or a 0 to 10. I don't know. Let's see if your watch will tell us how nervous is Adam today in this moment.
Well, with my fancy doodad here, we're going to decipher the nervousness. My measuring resting heart rate is currently... My watch would indicate that my nervousness is probably around a 3 or a 4. I'm always nervous. Like, this is a drug. It makes me nervous. You've got your third eye open. I'm not quite there yet. So you clearly can see into the future and you already know that everything's going to be okay. Meanwhile, I'm like, I could die. This could be the end of me. I'm spending my last moments.
Bing. Third eye open, baby.
Everything's going to be okay.
If I can hippie.
It's all going to be good. What am I nervous for? What have I gotten myself into again for science? Science. So really, I don't know if I want to chew it, but I'm going to anyway.
Okay, you should chew yours in one piece.
If I'm chewing it, you got to chew it. We got to be on the same page here. I'll give you my fizzy water to chase it with. It's got some flavor to it.
Okay. I thought I brought that ginger ale down here. I guess not, eh? Okay, I got more water.
I already feel like I have to shit. I haven't even touched this to my lips, and I'm not even shitting you. I feel
You're
like
not shitting me?
I'm not shitting you. I have
Not
to
yet.
shit. I will be shortly.
Okay. I don't want to do this part. It's like the going to work. I don't like going. Once I'm there, it's okay. What was that?
That was the GoPro shut off. Thanks, GoPro. We'll see you later.
It did its job.
I'm gonna eat this crystal.
Do it. I'm putting it in my mouth. Oh, this.
I did it. Oh my god. Oh, holy shit.
Oh, I don't know how you're doing that. Oh, I don't know how he's doing that, guys. Yeah, that's okay. Fuck. For science. This is science, right? Oh! Right, for friendship.
For friendship.
Oh, no, I can get it to my tooth. Oh!
This is lightly flavored, 0-calorie fizzy water. It is not doing the trick. I honestly think I'm gonna vomit. I'm gonna slow my breathing down.
Blaming.
Blyman. You have become a cartoon character. My eyeballs hurt. Why on earth would my eyeballs hurt? This one in particular.
The faces. Oh. Wow, that was phenomenally horrible.
That was bad, man.
That was, I stand corrected, was worse than the Prazatan. Woo!
Oh, I need to delete a few videos on here so I can I can keep recording on this.
Okay, do that for a second. I need to go pee. Is it okay to leave for
Yeah, go pee, go
the
pee.
washroom? Okay. Try to be consistent.
And the time is 10:40. Just to mark that time. 10:40, time of ingestion. See if I can throw this here. This might add another dimension to things.
Oh, Adam, it smells like farts in here.
I'm sorry.
I have incense.
Please.
That will fucking help.
Burn the
Oh my god.
I'm feeling hurt.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing we're friends. What are you gonna do? You gotta, if you're, you gotta be comfortable with your bodily functions around people you trip with.
Oh, that's a must. If you're not comfortable with your bodily functions, then you should not be tripping together. You know what's weird? So many people trip together who aren't. Especially kids.
Yeah.
Kids have no idea what they're getting themselves into.
No. Your sense of self is so not developed. I can see a lot of benefits for taking psychedelics when you're younger, but at the same time, if you don't really have someone guiding you through it, I think it's really dangerous because it can just, man, I can't even imagine like who I was.
Really good at communicating your thoughts at the moment.
Right, very articulate.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, that sense of self is developing. So if you have your ego dissolved, basically in a psychedelic experience before you even like had a chance to have an ego, you're gonna, I mean, it could end up really good or it could end up really bad for you. That's like, you don't want to have the chance of it ending up really bad because you don't know how bad it could be.
So when was your first psychedelic trip?
My first trip, I had been so good my entire high school career, like such a good girl. I was so scared of like doing anything bad. I didn't smoke weed until the very end. We were like out for exams.
That's weed, but what about like your first like psychedelic trip?
First psychedelic trip, I was
that's cute.
20 years old. Eevee and Pikachu. My fiance has the same sticker.
Oh, what else is in here? What are these?
It's so cute. Yeah, I have a Pikachu and I have Eevee onesie that we haven't still got to wear. Long distance problem. First psychedelic trip, 20 years old, was 4 grams of mushrooms.
That's a pretty big first trip.
Mm-hmm. I had done done some research before, kind of just giving me the reassurance that what I was doing was like physically safe for my body. Like I knew that you can't really really define a psychedelic experience.
So what happened? What kind of experience did you have?
Oh my God. It was great. I came up really hard and I threw up. That's the first time. I think that was the time that did it. It set me off on my unsure stomach situation. But it was me, my ex, and our friends that were a couple. And it was a good time. Like there was some kind of telepathy moments where we were like, it wasn't very clear, like consciously, but there's this point where we were all on the bed and listening to music, and we were like just all like laying there, and we could feel that like we all were breathing at the exact same time.
Oh, that's a neat feeling when you're tripping. I've had that.
Oh yeah, it was
You
like,
can't tell who. It's like one of you is breathing the other person.
yeah, you couldn't. Oh,
It's like I'm breathing, but I'm controlling your breath. Yeah, it's a trippy feeling.
and then we could all feel ourselves like think about it at the same time. We all kind of like broke the spell at the same time. So we like kind of like took this breath and all together, and then we just kind of like laughed it out. And then we like came back. We were like, oh, that was funny. And then
Sounds
we
like
went
a
back to
very
mushing.
Bonding experience. Yeah.
It was a good bonding experience. Yeah, it was nice.
What about MDMA? What's your experience with that?
I'm pretty sure the first time I'd taken it at one point when I was living in the island, but I had drank that night, and
Not the best mix.
I know some people do that, like that's their mix.
That was my jam, man. Back in the day, I would at least have 2 or 3 drinks every time before dropping M, and it eliminates the come up anxiety.
I can imagine that.
I
Like,
wouldn't do it now. I don't even drink now, but
No.
it eliminates the anxiety. But also, I think it also aids in giving you a more devastating come down. Because then also you feel inclined to continue drinking as the drug is wearing off. So it's like,
you want to keep a buzz.
yeah, you
going.
want to keep the buzz, which I think a safer way is honestly just with weed. Not saying that you should be in chasing the dragon mode, because nobody should be in chasing the dragon mode, but MDMA is one of those things that is so inclined to put you in that headspace whether you want to be or not. It does have some fiendish qualities, but anyway, when you smoke weed at the end, it like brings the euphoria back up, but it also abides in like, it allows you to sleep.
Definitely. I smoke on the come up and I smoke on the come down. I'm a weed smoker, so that's what
I
I
have forced
do.
her not to smoke weed right now.
I know.
Just so that we could document authentically genuine effects that aren't, mishmashed with other things. We don't want to contaminate our results
There
here.
can be a mishmash action.
And this bugs me. You know what really bugs me? Is when I'm reading trip reports and I'm trying to learn about a new psychedelic, and it's like every single f***ing trip report, the guy's like, so I smoked a fat bowl on the come up. Next one I read, yeah, so I've been smoking weed all day that day, so I decided to smoke a little bit more as it came on. It's like, no, man, dear God, can I
Start at a
find
sober
one
baseline.
report where the person was so, like, maybe smoke weed after the peak? Like, I want to read about an authentic experience with the drug, not how it affected you with weed, because at that point, everything I read is now in my mind, well, it's contaminated because I'm like, these aren't the effects of whatever
Yeah.
XX substance. It's the effects of XX substance plus your cannabis use. You could argue that if you're a daily smoker, then that's just become your baseline norm, but that's a full of shit argument. That's full of holes.
I'm a daily smoker, and yeah, baseline is like, you're smoking to get from somewhere, which is your baseline. Like,
Couldn't have said it better myself.
there it is.
I feel like a dick, though, asking you, like, hey, don't smoke weed before we start. Because I know you need it for your anxiety, so I feel like
I've gotten to a point now where I can manage that well enough.
Because, man, when I was hard into Kratom,
Yeah.
I would have nodded my head yes if someone asked me that, and then I would have gone to the bathroom and down some Kratom.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much I thought I needed it for my anxiety. So, like, I've been there where you feel like you need a substance, especially if I'm doing something like being recorded. There was
Yeah.
no chance this side of hell that I would have ever filmed a video without Kratom when I was into that. Because I thought that I needed it to have some kind of flow with my speech. And that was before I guess I kind of learned how to better tap into, like I feel like everyone can access flow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not in it right now. I'm
No.
well aware. Like, You and I right now are very disjointed with our storytelling.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when someone's in that flow state.
In a flow, yeah.
Especially like I mean, I'm not saying we're not in just with our communication isn't in flow. And I was convinced that without kratom or amphetamines, I would never be able to access that state of flow. But I think you can access it better when it's natural.
I've felt that way about weed. Like my relationship with weed has definitely changed over the years. Like I used to feel like I really needed it. There were times where I really did need it. Like my anxiety was so bad. Like I'd be having an anxiety attack, like shaking like this, and I'd have a hit, and it was like, oh my God, I can actually breathe.
Oh.
Like,
that's cool. I'm glad it was that healing for you.
The night and day difference. Like my mom would watch me like have an anxiety attack, and I'd just be like, my breath was like really shallow, but like as soon as I got a couple tokes in, it was like also the act of like taking a toke like kind of makes you slow your breathing down and like slow that process.
Because you got to take a deep breath too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I would experiment between like what would work better. Like sometimes I would just take a hit out of the bong because I needed it like right now. I didn't have time to like kind of toke on a joint. Like it'd be like vibrating, and then like boom, as soon as I smoke it'd be like, okay.
Dude, those are some serious anxiety attacks. And I feel like people watching who haven't, there was a phase where I actually had, I think 3 to 5, I called them panic attacks, same thing. And that was the only time that I really got them in my life. I've had slight anxiety.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a lie. I've definitely had anxiety, but not to the point of anxiety attacks. And once I experienced it, I was like, well, this is no joke.
No.
Like, you feel like your life is ending.
Everything is ending, and it's like closing in around you. You're literally not
and
sure.
You can't breathe.
No.
That's the scariest part.
Yeah.
You're like,
you forget.
It's not that you're hyperventilating. You feel like you're just not breathing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good feeling.
These are great topics to talk about as a drug is coming on.
But this is the thing.
Keep it positive, bro.
That's the thing about MDMA is it allows you to kind of revisit these like traumatic events in your life and like process it. You can have like a different perspective of it.
Yeah, MDMA is one of those few things that does cause trippy effects, but it's like you don't have to be so cautious with your dialogue going in. If we were taking like LSD right now or shrooms or any psychedelic for that matter, we would have to be really careful what we talked about because you're in such a suggestible state. With MDMA, it's like it's got this.
You have a better control over your
push though. Like it pushes
consciousness in a way
into a positive state.
Yes.
Like if you're feeling shitty beforehand, it's definitely possible to take MDMA and still feel a little shitty, but it's definitely gonna have this euphoric push where you're like, I feel so much better now.
Yeah, and that shitty stuff in my life, like it's
so
not so bad.
Oh shit, I farted. We need to get that lit. I'm gonna get a lighter. Dude, the MDMA is gonna make me fart, man.
It's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna make me feel better about it though.
Oh, that's a bad one.
Oh no.
Just don't breathe out of your nose. Just breathe out of your mouth, and it's all gonna be okay. It'll all be over soon. Until I fart again.
Oh god. Okay, so I got peach. By the way, I'm just gonna say, you shouldn't get like the jaw like clenchy, grindy thing if your MDMA is clean.
Well, no, you will.
You will.
You will. We took magnesium, which will lessen it.
Yes, magnesium is great for that. And also if you're not taking MDMA, magnesium I've learned is good for kind of rounds out some anxiety type symptoms. But if you are looking for a good gum for that, these ones are good. The vibes. Trident vibes. I don't like artificial tasting like flavor stuff, but what's really cool about these ones is they're like gum cubes.
Are you feeling anything?
Nope.
I don't mean to steal what you're. Okay, so we're 15 minutes in.
You already.
I'm getting those the
rushes.
Just tingles.
Oh.
Like my skin. So when you chew it, it hits faster and. I don't know if it's just because I'm so goddamn short, but all these drugs hit me like a freight train. Everything I take, it's the same with everything. It hits me hard, fast, and it doesn't last too long. Like I always come down I'm always the first one up and the first one down.
Yeah.
So it's like that's my brain, how it metabolizes these things is like really fast and intense, which is kind of an insight into my personality in general. So it all syncs up, bro. So I'm more like, it could be 10 to 20 more minutes until she reaches where I'm just so that you guys know what I'm feeling now. I'm getting like these that are, I'm aware that they're going to slowly begin to manifest themselves as warm rushes. That it kind of feels like someone's just like draping a warm blanket up and down you and just like rubbing it up and down. It's tingly and it's weird and it's not quite pleasurable, and I'm also talking more. Ha! Only at the 15-minute mark. Let's write that shit down, dog.
Yeah, write that down.
15 minutes for signs.
For Adam.
Yes, for Adam. For signs for Adam.
You know what's funny? I love this. So when I first started doing psychedelics, it was with a friend of mine, and we would totally do like write stuff like this down. We'd write down our heart, being like, what time are we feeling the effects? And we'd like have like a little journal of like what our effects were for science, because you don't know. It's nice to know. It's cool to look back on too, like, you know, if you're consistent at all with your tripping.
Consistent with? I'm getting
like writing
cold.
Down. This is why I had it. Yeah, look what we got. Okay, you I'll wear the pink one later.
Later.
Yeah, once I start feeling it, you'll know, because I'm gonna put the pink one.
I'm getting cold. So these are our now very popular trip
Shameless
blankets.
plug.
Yeah, this is my shameless plug. If you want to support the channel, you can buy one of these trip blankets. This is our new version. So all the mushrooms are more watercolor-esque. Doesn't that look nice?
I think it's gorgeous.
They're so much more vibrant. It's mega f***ing soft. And we got rid of the labels. Some people like the labels because they like knowing what they take. But you can just go to the website and look at the picture of the one with the labels, and then you'll know. But this is more incognito, too, because you can wear it, and not everyone's like, oh, what's that psilocybin something or other?
It's more visually aesthetic. I think it just, like, the way it feels on the eyeballs is nicer.
I'm already 15 minutes in, and I've already pulled out the goddamn blanket. That is saying something. Holy shit, chewing that is intense.
Okay, I won't lie. I did not chew mine, but I could feel it dissolving.
You didn't chew yours?
No, I let it dissolve in my mouth a bit. It was too... I couldn't get it over my tongue yet.
You ruined our synchronicity. It's okay, we'll both reach the same point.
Mine was already in pieces, though.
My testicles are starting to feel like they're rising up.
I
That
can't
is a sign
relate.
of shrinkage. I'm sure my penis looks like a shriveled raisin at this point. A raisin, I shit you not. If this wasn't a PG film, I would show you. Actually, no, I wouldn't. I would not show you. It's extremely embarrassing. So this one time, I was with these two girls. This is where the story's going. So I was with these two girls, and the waves are crashing against the shore. So I'm with these two girls in a hotel, and me and one of them took a dose of MDMA. This is also great, so I was drinking too, so it's like, like the alcohol was present. I was already pretty buzzed when I took it, and these two girls, I mean, I guess it wasn't really hitting her like it was hitting me, or maybe she was just getting sexual on it, but they're like asking me, hey, Adam, do you want to do a threesome? And I'm like, no. Can we just talk? And they're like, oh, it's okay, just relax. They were like really trying to get me relaxed, and most guys would be all like in heaven at this point. Yeah, threesome, fuck, that's great. No,
Anxiety.
Not only am I thinking like I am shriveled, the smallest that you'll ever see me, but I'm like, I don't feel horny. First of all, the horniness doesn't happen for me on MDMA. It's the opposite. I get lovey.
lovey.
And then second of all, I'm just thinking, I just want to talk. Like, it makes me just want to talk. I wanted to share my feelings and get to know them on a deep level. And I'm arguing with them. I'm like, guys, no, we don't have to do this. Can we just talk? Like, I just want to talk. And they're like slowly taking my pants off. And I'm like, oh God, no.
No.
They're not listening to me. They're like, we're doing this threesome, baby. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the big reveal, or the small reveal. They see it. And like, just to be totally upfront, I don't have a small penis. But on MDMA, I have a small penis. And they see it, and so the one girl I had already slept with, thankfully, when I wasn't on triple dick, and she looks to her friend, and she's like, oh, this is unusual. No, Adam's like, he's good. And her friend, I just remember her face, she looks at her like, huh? Like, she's giving like this rolled eye, like, oh, you're just trying to be nice to him? And I'm like, But yeah, guys, can we just go for a walk? Let's just walk and talk. Let's just walk and talk.
It's funny because like people a lot they think, oh yeah, take MDMA, have like great sex, but like I don't know about that all the time. Like
if you're with someone you trust and you love,
yeah,
then
the experience doesn't matter. Like it's
no, I'm still good.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I can get horny.
Yeah.
But for like people I don't really know in a hotel and I'm like not even vibing with them to begin with, and they're trying to force me into something. That was a weird time, man.
That would be.
So long story short, we ended up actually the one girl, it finally hit her and she stopped giving a shit about the sex. And like keep in mind, like they had their boobs out, and like most guys would be like roaring for a good time at this point. Nope, not me. I wanted out of there. So we actually spent the entire time in the hotel stairwell. We just kept walking up and down the stairs in this hotel, and then we would sit in like a corner in the stairwell and just talk and like hug each other and talk. And it was beautiful. And that's the last time I ever saw that girl.
Wait, did you know her before?
Yeah.
Oh no, so that
not really that well. It was just like I'm out of the bar. I've seen you before kind of thing. Ugh.
I cannot imagine a bar being a great place to day camp.
No, we didn't though. So I met her at the bar, and then she invited me back, and then we took it when we went back. Is what happened.
Yeah.
How
you doing?
Stuff.
I want to be feeling it, but this is the thing. I might have to take more.
150 is a pretty decent dose, man.
I know. I should be feeling something before I take more, though. I will be.
Well, like I said, for me, this stuff always hits hard and fast.
This is where I usually smoke a joint and I start moving around. So I think that usually makes me feel it. Oh, what was your like food level? You said you were hungry before we did this too.
I was on a pretty empty stomach.
Okay, that'll make a difference. I did eat dinner at like 6:00, or like just before 6. And it's like what, 10 now? 10?
So next effect I always get is this stretching. This like you just want to
stretch.
Yeah, it makes you just want to stretch.
I love doing yoga on my come ups.
Just to be clear, I'm not totally in it right now. This is called the come up, like it's building.
The come up. At what point do we decide that we're up? That's always where I'm like, am I still? I guess I've come up.
You know you're up when it's like this wash of calm comes over you.
That is true. It's the calm. You settle in and you're like,
I'm
okay, this is what it is.
I gotta poop. I'll be back. You keep the camera interested. I'm gonna film myself as I poop, I guess.
Maybe I'll think of a story to tell.
Think of the story.
What story should I tell? I'm going to tell the story of the time that I had a bad time with MDMA. And this is what you shouldn't do. You should not be up the whole night before on acid.
Oh, I gotta poo. Why is this house so cold? This house is very cold. Let's just go right there. Oh yeah, there's that little shriveled guy. Oh, looking beautiful as always.
It's really important to make sure that you're checking yourself before you wreck yourself. Don't do what Lauren did. Don't do it. It's a bad idea, okay? I was getting all distracted. I had to... Oh, now I'm starting to feel it. Yeah. Yeah, it just started to come on. Anyway, so I was feeling this feeling and I was trying to get a snack. I was trying to eat a snack. I had not eaten much that day. I really don't think MDMA is one that you want to take on an empty stomach. I'm at a point with my psychedelic experiences that I want to be as comfortable as possible, and having something to eat before is really important. I think it's more important with like the harder drugs like MDMA and things like ketamine, and I've never done cocaine, so I don't know about that, but I think it's good to have something in your stomach going in.
Oh, I feel a little bit better now. Just a tad. Just a little bit. It's still way too cold in here.
definitely, it hits you really hard, really fast, and it's not a good time. It took me like a few hours, an hour or so after I even tell the story? No. Anyways, basically took MDMA on an empty stomach, and didn't end well. I was very, very sick. Like, it made me just like dry heave a lot. But then I smoked some weed, and I was able to get some food, magnesium. They gave, a friend gave me some magnesium, chewable magnesium.
I smell terrible.
And that helped. Yeah, this is where I would smoke weed, because I can feel like the building. And he's got his shirt off. He's got to take the shirt off in every video.
I was changed. That was so uncomfortable. Oh, my skin feels so weird.
Yeah, I have a shirt that I want to put on later. But this is a fun one. And I can light whip in this later because it's slippery. Yeah, it's the cozy feelings. You want to get cozy.
Yes, you want to get cozy.
The cozy is good. The lights also make it less cozy. It's hard to get cozy when it's super bright, but...
You're pulling out that now. Oh boy, we haven't even started selling these.
Yeah!
She's got the new one.
My eye landed on this as soon as I came in the room.
I don't know if we're going to sell these, so let me know below if you like this design, guys. It's just a trippier version of this one.
I personally think this is fucking sick! This is sick! I'm not showcasing it very well. I'm not being a very good model. Or am I? Because, like, look how much fun I'm having with this blanket, and I'm starting to be tripping. The pockets are great, and you know what? This is cool. There's little buttons in the pockets. Okay, I'm all about pockets. Like the fact that there's pockets, you can't have enough pockets. So you can use this, just like put your hands in, right?
We don't have to seriously advertise these fucking blankets, man.
I'm not okay, I'm not even trying. I am appreciating this.
You like the pockets, eh?
I really like
the buttons so that like when
You
you're
can
traveling,
close the buttons.
Yeah, and then there's pockets for really they're just for your hands.
Yeah, but I'm pocket queen. I've always got stuff, but you put your lighter in there.
Exactly. You need something. Now you can wear this blanket like a cape and let's talk about effects. I'm feeling pretty cozy at the moment. Very cozy.
Feeling cozy now. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Okay, so I get with M, I find my eyes kind of jump a little bit. My vision gets a little jumpy. I don't know if you read that.
Oh yeah.
It's like hard to focus a little bit. What's it called?
I always pronounce it wrong. It's not nystagmus. I've heard myself in a video edit nystagmus so many times I can't say it right now. It's not nystagmus. God damn it! I don't know what it is.
Something that happens to your brain.
Something nagamus. If you guys are wondering what I'm feeling weird.
I feel like, okay, now this is just maybe my hippie brain putting words to things that I don't really understand, but it feels like you're, like that feeling when you're coming up on a psychedelic, feels like is this the doors of perception opening?
I have no idea what you're talking about. What doors of perception?
The doors of perception.
Aldous Huxley, the doors of perception? Yeah.
Like, the doors.
That's
like,
mainly about mescaline.
Yeah, but the what it implies is like you're opening up to the, multiple dimensions that are existing around you simultaneously anyways. You're just becoming more aware of it. I get the breathing thing. Can we put on that meditation? Or like, can you do that with like copyright? Can you play a meditation?
We can do whatever we like.
Okay, so meditating, when we did that meditation that last time, and we came up with that was great. I feel like I'm gonna have to pee again before I can focus on that.
That's okay.
Okay, you find that one, you go back. tell you what the most difficult. Maybe I'll get that other shit. I feel like being more cozy.
11:11. It is 11:11. Oh, that's a good sign. 11:11. Those are mystical numbers. So wait, if I dose at 10:40, that means it's been 31 minutes. At 31 minutes, I'm feeling some pretty strong effects, guys. 31 minutes. Feeling strong. I can't write. How would I describe it? There's a general warmth encapsulating my entire body, and I'm starting to feel very, very relaxed. But at the same time, like I have energy. It's a very strange feeling. Relaxed but energized at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. I don't like this hat.
I'm a firm believer in costume changes.
Me too. We both changed our costumes.
Oh, costume changes are essential. I always have to, like, that was honestly, like, so I stopped at home before I came out here, and it was just like, looking at all the things that I'm trying to pack, and I'm like, Lauren, how many costume changes do you need? And then I was just like, stop judging yourself. You know this is an important part of the process. Having the right costume changes. That was one thing. I did not bring enough costume changes for my bottom.
Oh no.
I only brought the one, but the pants are pretty good.
Yeah, the
Okay.
pants don't matter as much. Sit down.
I'm starting to feel nauseous.
Oh no.
See, this is where I smoke weed and then yeah. I'm gonna throw up.
Oh no.
Nope.
So, Lauren's puking, and I'm just sitting here quietly. Man, this drug has weird effects. I was feeling really energized and like I wanted to talk a mile a minute, and now I just feel really calm and relaxed, and like I don't want to really talk about anything. And this is at 35 minutes in. Lauren has left us. Lauren is puking.
Every time that I've ever thrown up,
It means it's coming on strong.
Yeah, it means it's coming on strong. It means I always trip afterwards. It's just.
Do you usually throw up?
That's the thing. It's like not usually because I smoke weed.
Ah.
So like the weed definitely. Here, I'll come and say this on camera because I think this is important. Weed definitely helps with nausea. This is not anything new. So I think that's, I just kind of have a, like, when it all hits me, yeah, I like to smoke, and then it just kind of grounds me through it.
So you're doing something uncomfortable, which is good.
I'm doing
by
this.
Not smoking.
I'm doing this. You asked me to. I think it's important. I think it's important for me to know too that I can get through uncomfortable things in my life without using a crutch.
On your own.
Yeah, for sure.
You can do it.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe in you.
I know I can. It's not my favorite thing, but like I know I can do it.
And you know, the more you practice, the better you get at it.
Yes, absolutely.
So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Do you feel a little anxious?
A little bit, but like it's a predictable anxiousness. I'm familiar with this kind of anxiousness. I feel better with this, like feeling this kind of anxiousness, like in the definite coming up feeling is like, okay, here's an opportunity for me to work on this feeling. Like
it's gonna pass too.
Yeah, because I know it's gonna pass, and I know it's gonna go into something different. So it's like, you know, being able to do it without smoking, you know, without a crutch. It's not like it.
You're safe. I'll keep you safe.
Thank you. My brother.
Nothing to fear.
Thank you. Let's tell the story of how we met.
Okay.
You're inspiring to me that way.
How so?
Well, it's like you want to do something, you manifest it.
I do. I manifest a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the same thing.
I have been noticing the manifestations lately.
You just gotta learn the same thing that I have to learn. I'm not the best at this. You just gotta get out of your own way.
Oh, it's
All it is.
I tell myself that all the time.
We both do it. I get in my way all the time. And then when I get out of my way, I'm like, wow, that was actually so easy.
Because it's just doing what you want to actually do.
Well, there's no point to life. Like, the whole point to life is to just be in this moment. And, like, if you're just being in the moment, then you realize that all of the anxieties and stresses you have about future or past or goals or inspirations are all nonsense. Because if you're not happy right now, you never will be. And how do you get happy right now? This is what always throws me for a loop with all of the self-development and, like, goal setting.
There's a difference between happiness and joy, though.
Fulfillment is what it is.
Fulfillment,
That's the
yeah.
word.
Well, joy is, I think, more connected to fulfillment than happiness.
What I was saying with the goal setting is people like talk about you got to set these goals, you got to look at where you want to be, but all of those goal settings affirm that you're not happy with where you are right now.
Exactly. If you can find more gratitude for the present moment, your suffering lessens greatly.
Well, you don't have to suffer at all.
No. Well, I mean, like, but some degree of suffering, I think, catalyzes change.
Yeah, no, for sure, you're right.
Because I don't think human beings really change without experiencing.
But that's assuming that there's something to change into.
Well,
what if you're just perfect? What if you're the neurotic mess that you are, the absolute, just whatever the person is? What if that is just perfect how it is?
Well, it is, but every moment's changing, so accepting the change is part of it. Because nothing stays the same. Oh. No. Yeah.
You gonna puke again? Lauren's gonna puke again. Lauren's puking before she reaches the washroom. Poor Lauren. I feel bad for Lauren. I wish I could help Lauren. We are now 45 minutes in, and I am feeling exceptionally relaxed, and Lauren is puking. It's quite the contrast. Oh.
Can cause stomach upset. But you'll still be having a great time, I promise you.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I just don't like the part that went in my nose.
No.
That's gonna be fun. I'll be horking that up later. Don't mind my loogies later. It's okay. I tolerate his farts.
Oh, those are some nasty parts, man. I'm glad that phase has ended.
Yeah, but remember last time you were feeling rough the whole time. You were
It's better now.
Oof. You would also like just drove across the country moving,
Yeah.
and I think that like your whole body was a little bit upset. I don't mind if you keep your feet up there.
Thanks. I'm just gonna put the blanket on.
Okay. This is why I bring extra water down here. Oh, I'm gonna brush my teeth later.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Oh, I do though. The feeling in my mouth isn't great.
Cold again.
I got gum for that though. Okay, so this is what I was saying. These Vibes gums is like they're cubes and they're really satisfying to bite into. Just
I'll try one
saying.
later.
Yeah, I got the Mentos ones too. Just pure plain mint.
I'm so down for your gum, but I know right now I just don't want to chew anything.
Don't do it. There's peach. Just so you know, the green ones are mint. They kind of taste melony, And the pink one, or the orange ones are peach. Those are fun, and they're also fun to mix, like fruit and minty together. That's nice. I'm gonna just keep drinking my water and ginger ale.
How do you feel?
Oh, I'm definitely starting to feel it. That was obvious. I'm feeling good. Emotionally, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little bit like anxious, but like in a like excitement kind of way, not in a like ooh, you know. And even like I have a sensitive stomach. That, and I smoke the weed. That usually I smoke weed and I don't get nauseous, but I'm doing this without the weed this time.
For science.
For science.
Yeah. It's
So
all for
this
science.
is now you can see someone who might normally smoke weed, not smoking weed when they come up on MDMA. You might have some tummy wobbles. Like I said,
meditation.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
You just sit comfortably
Mm-hmm.
and close your eyes.
I'm just gonna make a note that I'm like consciously having to relax
And
my
as you
jaw.
begin this session, just take a moment to appreciate what you're doing here. In a world that has seen more than its fair share of chaos, you are endeavoring to create an island of calm where you currently are. And this has implications for how you will be in each subsequent moment with the people closest to you, with anyone you interact with online. Just set an intention to have your experience here translate into a different attitude for the rest of the day. And now become aware of the sounds that spontaneously appear. And any sensations in the body
I definitely am starting to feel the wave of
without
calm.
making any effort to place attention on one particular spot.
Remember to consciously relax your jaw, people. You'll thank me later.
Is this still playing? Or did it just...
I
The
think it's...
moment you notice you're lost in thought, just recognize the thought itself as an appearance.
I want to move so bad. However, I feel like I'm coming up. I feel like I've come up. I feel like now I'm setting in. How do you feel?
Notice how you're feeling in this moment.
I'm noticing.
Is there any sense of effort
Yeah, I feel like I've
or
Me talking through the
patience?
meditation.
come up. I feel very
Is there any
relaxed.
sense
Yeah, I feel relaxed. I feel comfortable now.
that you're trying to improve?
My tummy wobbles have
experience.
passed.
My tummy wobbles are still there.
Your tummy wobbles
If
are there?
anything like that,
Do you think trying
is
like a
coloring the
little
mind,
toke of weed would
recognize
help?
that state of energy
Yeah.
from this prior position. Merely be the context in which that appears.
Adam, I want to buy this blanket from you. Is this the only one you have of this
It's
mock-up?
a kind
It
of
is the only one.
posture
I can get more.
Please
in the
get more. I'll
mind.
buy one off of you.
that can be recognized.
Aw. Let me support you. But I guess this is
Kind
my
of
friend
tension,
support, right?
and it has no real implications. Just recognize it in an instant.
So it's been exactly 1 hour. I've definitely, as they say, come up. I hope it's apparent how weird this compound makes you. But can I sober up? That's the question. Could I sober up if I wanted to? Can I go back into my psych substance voice? Well, this is the best that I can do, and this is a good test. I feel like even now that I'm trying to be as sober as possible, you can still tell that something is up. There's still like a slight alteration in me. Feel bad for Lauren. She's over there puking.
I was thinking of maybe taking half a hit of acid.